Hi there, I'm Scott, your SKS video guy, and today we're talking filament. I recently attended the East Coast RepRap Festival in Bel Air, Maryland. There was a lot of manufacturers there, from Creality to Saval to Prusa, Polymaker, Wham Bam. There was a lot of them there. And it was the first time I went to one of these events, so I was blown away with all the different people and vendors. It was really very interesting. And one of the vendors that I visited was this one. This is EPAX. I'd not heard of these guys before. Well, it's because they're mostly noted for their resin printers and resins, but they do also make filament. So in talking to the nice folks there, I decided, well, hey, let's try some of this stuff and see if it's any good. Now, they informed me at the booth that their PLA is about 10% stronger than most other PLAs. It is formulated for high-speed printing, and it's rated to work in the Bamboo Lab AMS system. So, to be open and fair, they did give me one roll of black for this review. However, they're not sponsoring this video, so my opinions are my own. So, I bought several other rolls as well. So this is not going to be any kind of scientific thing. I'm going to print out some prints and show you how they work. I'm not going to give you tensile strengths or anything out there or any kind of fancy settings or whatever. I'm going to load it up to basic benchies and things, run the standard settings I normally run my regular PLA in, and let's see how this stuff does.
The first thing I did was put it in the dryer for a few hours just to make sure it's nice and dry. I then loaded it up into my 6-year-old Creality CR10 and printed out a benchy boat. Next, I loaded it up into the AMS of my Bamboo Lab X1 Carbon and printed the same benchy boat in standard speed. I then reprinted the same benchy boat but kicked it up to ludicrous speed to check its high-speed capabilities. I then wanted to see how well it worked with other brands of filament, so I did a multicolor print of a key fob that I use for promotional purposes for my channel.
And here are the results. Let's take the benchy boat from the CR10 first. So, as you can see, not too bad of a job. It does have some stringing around the back part here. If you look back here, it's got some stringing and stuff. So you'll probably have to, if you're using it on a slower machine, you'll have to adjust some retraction in to take care of that. Next up is the benchy boat from the X1 Carbon running in standard speed. Pretty much flawless, outstandingly done. And then we kicked it up to ludicrous speed, and here is the ludicrous speed version of the benchy boat. I did notice a little bit of a difference when you looked at both of them together at the top. You'll see that the difference is a slight difference in the tops of these, from ludicrous speed to standard speed. Next up, I wanted to do the test to see how well it would do with other brands of filament. So I made up the little key fob tab here, which it worked very good. So now, we're going to give it a real challenge. We're going to have it print a large project. In this case, we're going to print a Terminator Head.
This Terminator Head is very large, and it takes 2 full days to print it and eats up the vast majority of a full roll of filament.
And here is the result. As you can see, very slick, very smooth, very nicely done. All the way around, pretty good. Like I said, it did take 2 days to print this, but the result is spectacular. The only part I saw that I was confused about was on the very top of the machine, the head here. There's a little bit of a matte, dull finish there. I'm not sure how that happened on that, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to be sanding that down and painting it anyways. Here is the finished head right there. So pretty cool head. We added some rub and buff to it. We added a little bit of lights to it. So that's what it looks like when it's finished and ready to display. Some additional observations. I noticed that the boxes that come in, super nice graphics on it, a well-designed box. Another thing, the filament inside of it comes shrink wrapped in a very heavy plastic shrink wrapping. The filament on it is wound very nice and tight and even, has a nice shiny look to it, which I like. The roll itself is of transparent plastic, which means it's original, not recycled, virgin plastic. That's cool. Also on it, they have gauges on here to show you how much filament you have left on it. Another nice feature on it. The graphics on the actual reel itself, very nicely done. That's my look at EPAX Filament. In general, I liked it pretty good. I'll leave a link in the description below if you'd like to check them out on their website and see if you like it for yourself. I'd like to thank EPAX for giving me the roll here to try out. I also am looking forward to trying out the other colors that I bought from them. So that's it for this video. We hope you liked it. If you did, give us a thumbs up, maybe subscribe and hit the bell, the usual stuff. And until next time, I'm Scott, your SKS Video Guy, and we'll see you around.